Hi guys, it's me Alexis here. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am starting my new series called The Rise and Fall of whatever makeup brand. And my first video in this series is the rise and fall of Kylie Cosmetics. So I want to do Kylie Cosmetics first because I remember when she first launched and I remember all of that, so this was easy to do because I have a lot of personal experience in this compared to other brands that might have more research. So I have my notes here, so let's get started. Kylie Cosmetics is a cosmetic company founded by Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner is just the youngest sibling of the Kardashian family. She's a part of the Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, the whole Keeping Up with the Kardashian franchise. And like I said, she's the youngest sibling and she's 23 years old, which is scary to me because I am 24. That means we're only 1 year apart, and we have two different lives, you know? We're gonna start at the beginning of Kylie Cosmetics. So pretty much way back in 2013, Kylie Jenner did not like the way her lips looked, pretty much. She had very thin lips, she said, and she was embarrassed by them. So she started to overline her lips using lip liner. So when the lip liner trick didn't make her happy, she decided to get lip fillers. Nothing wrong with that. The problem was, even after she got her lip fillers in 2014, she was still telling people that all she was doing was lining her lips with lip liner. So after all of that, finally, I think May of 2015, Kylie finally came out and said that she had got lip fillers in the episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Now, August of that same year, she announced that she was going to be coming out with her own company. It was called Jenner Cosmetics at the time, or Lip Kits by Kylie, something like that. And so she announced that she was going to be coming out with lip kits, which is just insane to me because her entire company was created based on a lie. That the whole thing is that she ended up getting lip fillers. So that wasn't the lip liner that was making her lips look better. It was lip fillers. But for some reason, young girls bought it thinking that if they overline their lips, they would have lips like Kylie Jenner. Blows my mind. So in November of 2015, her makeup line launched. She launched with the shades Candy K, Dolce K, and True Brown K. Each lip kit was $29 and with one liquid matte lipstick and one lip liner. It literally sold out in seconds. Like in 30 seconds, the first launch sold out. And it got so bad that people were buying the lip kits and then reselling them on eBay for like up to $300. And after that moment, her brand literally took off. Now, here's the beginning of the drama that happened with Kylie Cosmetics. The first big drama in Kylie Cosmetics happened in April 16 when pretty much Jeffree Star bashed the Kylie lipsticks, her new glosses. So prior to this, customers were already complaining, talking about that the lipsticks were really dry and they were super thick and just crusty and they didn't enjoy the lipsticks. But it wasn't mainstream or wasn't public because at that time, if you talked negative about Kylie Cosmetics, you were going to get attacked by her cult. And that was just how it was at that time. Pretty much, she came up with some new glosses and they were just cheap, janky messes. They were $17 and the wand of them just looked super wonky and just you know, just not, you don't pay $17 for crap like that. And the biggest problem with Kylie Cosmetics at this time was that they had a zero, like no return policy. Like there was no returns, no exchanges, no nothing. If you bought it, it was a all sales are final kind of policy, and that was bad. You know, and that makes people upset because if they get a product they don't like, they're pretty much stuck with it, and that was just annoying. So Jeffree Star got on Twitter and he got a really bad wand of the lipstick and he got on there and pretty much dogged her out, dogged the whole company out, so they was trash. And then at the end of the video, he literally threw the lipstick in the garbage. Like, that was the first drama ever. So the best thing that came out of that whole drama was that everybody got new replacement glosses and then they changed the wand. So it took for somebody big to speak out for her to make a change because people were already complaining about it, but she wasn't hearing it because her cult fans wouldn't let anybody speak bad about it. And I feel like that was the first moment where people start to realize that this brand was sus. Like, she wasn't about, you know, it just was scammy. So one of the marketing tricks that Kylie Cosmetics used back then was to have a limited supply, which created a bigger demand for the product. So her products would sell out in like minutes, and it gave people, you know, this false hype and FOMO because they wanted to buy it, and they wanted to buy it on launch day, and it made you, you know, so that made every release sell out in minutes, and that created more hype for her company. It created FOMO for consumers because like you needed to have it, or you had to buy it then and there. If not, it's gonna be sold out in like, you know, 2 minutes, which was just so annoying. Like, it got annoying to me real quick because it's like, why? I should be able to just go buy lipstick if I want. I shouldn't have to sit there and have my phone on and constantly refreshing. Like, it was just, I hated all that. That same year, Jeffree Star yet again came for Kylie Cosmetics when he pretty much told everybody that he had found out that she was using a makeup company that made lipsticks for $5. That company ended up being ColourPop Cosmetics. So she was literally making $5 lipsticks but charging $19, $20 for them, and was making a, you know, a pretty profit off of these lip kits that were the same quality as a $5 company. And it was actually confirmed later by Fenty Beauty that ColourPop and Kylie are actually sister companies. So it was just, he was telling the truth that she was pretty much getting her stuff from a cheaper company but jacking the price out because of her name. So Kylie also tried to say that they were not the same. They used the same manufacturer, but they were two different companies, and that she didn't have the same product system, which is a lie. Which is a complete lie. Everybody knows that they are the same. That you cannot tell me otherwise. Like, lie. So one thing that I remember about Kylie Cosmetics in 2016 is when she came out with this boring bronze brown palette that was $42. It literally didn't have a mirror. It was in this bland, pathetic packaging. She charged $42 for these little ColourPop eyeshadows. I never forgot that. Like, that was such a, you know, such a scam, but it sold out in minutes. Like, gone. People died for this bland, boring brown palette. The next drama from Kylie Cosmetics were the metal lipsticks. She was pretty much sending out lipsticks that were empty. They just came empty. Remember, Kylie did not have a return policy, so if you were stuck with. And, you know, like, people just got frustrated. You kept buying, you kept paying $17 for things that were just, you know, pitiful. Like, it started to become consistent that Kylie Cosmetics was not worth the price you were paying for it. It just got, you know, over and over and over again. We're seeing more incidents where the products suck. Her last drama of 2016 is when she was, I guess, called out for repackaging shades. So for her holiday collection in 2016, she had the shade Blitzen, and she was charging $45 for it, when she had the same shade or same lipstick called Spice that was $29 for. So she was literally charging y'all $20 more for it to be in some cute holiday packaging. And how did we not cancel this girl? Like, it's just, the same thing happened with the Coco collection. You were paying for the same shades, but they were in different packaging, so you paid more. How were we buying from this girl? How did she have all this hype? In 2017, I think this was the year of Kylie Cosmetics, she was doing fine, I want to say, doing collabs and collections. One thing I liked about collections, for me, that was new. To have a, you know, this big launch with this big collection, I actually liked that. I actually had the product from the Valentine's Day collection. This is the only thing that I have left from it. It was one of her matte lipsticks at the time. And I also bought an eyeshadow from her. The eyeshadows were crap. They were chalky, they were hard to blend. It was just, they were terrible eyeshadows. The lip glosses, liked them. The matte lip lipsticks, I didn't really care for them because they were so drying, but her velvets and her glosses are what I enjoyed. So one thing that I remember hating about Kylie Cosmetics in 2017 was this marketing tactic they use, where they would literally wait to the day of or the day before to release prices. And this was for you to see the product, be like, oh, I love it. You watch reviews on it, and you would get so hyped up thinking that you need this lipstick or this collection, and then you see the prices the day of, you're like, okay, I don't care, I just really need it. And you would pay expensive amount of money because you know, in your head you had already convinced yourself that you needed it and you wanted it. So when the price came out the day before, you just immediately bought it. Compared to if the prices were with the palette, you'd be like, I'm not getting that. I don't want. You would have completely turned off from it immediately. That was a trick that I hated. I genuinely hated that. That was so annoying. They would always wait the day before or the day of to release prices for collections. Side note, in 2016, 2017, Kylie Cosmetics never had a sale. They never, because that's how popular they were. They never needed to do sales or discounts or coupon codes, none of that. The only sale they had was literally you can get a free makeup bag with a $200 purchase. Like, that was it. Like, they didn't need to have sales. Like, I mean, why would they? They were so popular. The next thing of 2017 Kylie came out with were highlighters. I actually own the original Kylie highlighter. I mean, look at this. This is janky cheap. Like, I paid $22 for this palette when it first released, and while I did love the highlighter, it was a great highlighter, beautiful, it's just so cheap. Like, everything about this company was so throw it together to make a profit. And the biggest drama that came with these highlighters that people were getting them completely empty. One of the YouTubers named Jordan Byers, she had got it completely empty. I used to actually watch her. She used to do some good like fake makeup review videos, and she got into some drama and she kind of fell off, but that's beside the point. But yeah, I actually have it, like it, but I also have her new highlighter, and this one's actually $20, which is actually cheaper, so her prices have gone down since I bought this one, and you can see that like a night and day difference. Like, yeah, we were buying crap back then, all because of the hype. Like, though these sold out in minutes and stayed sold out. Like, I got the shade salted caramel. What do I have? Chocolate cherry. Stayed sold out. This one is Cheers Darling. I got this one on sale. I don't even use it. Like, it's not even used, y'all. Like, better packaging them. Like I was saying with the empty packages, if you remember, Kylie Cosmetics return policy was literally, you know, it sucks to be you for not taking it back. So people were getting empty products, like they were kind of like, yeah, it sucks. And it wasn't until people exposed them to tell, like, you know, like go on the internet and be like, hey, this is what's went wrong, for them to make a change. Her customer service was terrible. I mean, I remember it being just awful. You couldn't get anything. If you bought something that you didn't like, tough freaking luck. Like, sorry. So the next collection she came out with that year was a collab with Kim Kardashian, her sister, and it was this KKW x Kylie collection, and it was not made for a black woman, period. And I remember watching Makeup Shayla do a video on this where she literally talked about how much she loved it and how good it was and how she liked the formula, when she literally had to line her lips with liner to make it work, but yet she was giving it praises. And I remember I blamed her so much because she was doing what black women did for so long. We would take what we got and made it work, instead of saying this is what we should be deserving, okay? And I remember being so mad at her for that, because it was just like, you can tell she was getting it in PR and she just was happy to get it because she was not being honest. And it showed when another black YouTuber, I can't remember her name, I'll put her picture here, when she did the same review of the same lipsticks without the liner, and she got dragged in those comments. I was happy because I was, you know, we were able to see what we already know. But like, you know, other people they dragged this lady. Like, it was so sad that she got so much hate from these Kylie cult fans. And I remember reading the comments of this video of, like I said, these Kylie cult fans, and they were literally saying, you don't know how to do makeup. You don't know what you're doing. You just suck at makeup. And then the one of the biggest ones that used to make me, like, break my heart, they would be like, I'll put a comment here of, everything isn't made for black women. Everything isn't made for you. You knew that when you bought it. Like, comments like that. Like, you knew this before you bought, that it wasn't for your skin tone. Like, we as Black women, we want lipstick. We want to have nudes. We want to enjoy makeup that our friends are buying that have lighter skin tones. Like, why? That was, people were literally, how did we do that? What, we were literally accepting that in 2017. We were accepting things like that. And like I said, this point was the peak of Kylie Cosmetics, and it was also the peak of the Kylie cult. You did not get on the internet and spoke ill. You did not get on the internet and talk ill of Queen Kylie to her fans. They would drag you. They would either say, you don't know how to do makeup, you're doing it wrong. If the eyeshadows wouldn't blend, that's your fault because you don't know what you're doing. You don't have the right brushes. If the lipstick was dry, you need to moisturize your lips are crusty. You can't put lipstick on crusty and expect it to work. If the shimmers weren't shimmering or the highlighter wasn't being a highlighter, you need to make sure you use your hand. Your hands to be wet. You need to be in the middle of the ocean. They had an excuse for everything. Like you could never talk bad about this company because her cult was at, I mean, like I said, we're at the peak of Kylie Cosmetics. Like, you couldn't say anything bad about her without her fans attacking you at this point in 2017. And I want to say this too. This was all before Fenty Beauty. Fenty Beauty came out that same year. So the lipstick collection where it was only made for people who like Kim Kardashian, we had accepted that. That was considered the normal at that point, okay? If it came out in 2021 or 2020, we would have dragged it, but because it was 2017, that's all we knew at that point. So we were, you know, like as Black women, you were just trained to buy it and make it work if you want it. Throughout that year, she had, I guess, a little like minor drama with the blusher she came out with. They had very like weird names. Like one of her blushes was named Barely Legal, which was insane to me because she was actually 17 dating a 30-year-old man at the time. So it was kind of like, wait a second, like this is getting, you know, like you're a child, like you can't even legally buy alcohol yet. Sit down, like this is getting weird. Like you know, her brand was marketed for young girls, then she started to get, you know, like an adult kind of stuff, and it just got weird. Like just like minor things like that, nothing too big. Now in September of 2017 was the nail in Kylie Cosmetics' coffin. It was the Netflix to blockbuster. It was the biggest thing, and that was the release of Fenty Beauty. In September of 2020, Fenty Beauty had released her makeup line. She had came out with, I think, 40 shades on launch. 40 shades, you guys. And like I said, prior to that point, we were, as dark-skinned women, we were dealing with, you know, maybe 6 shades. And then 1 or 2 of them for deep skin. Like I literally at one point was buying 2 shades, mixing them together to make my perfect shade. And like I said, even with Kylie Cosmetics, we were getting a whole collection that excluded Black women completely, you know? So when Fenty Beauty came out, she changed. That makeup brand changed the entire makeup world forever. And it also changed Kylie Cosmetics. Right after Fenty had came out and changed the makeup world and gave the expectation that makeup can also be inclusive and not affordable, but inclusive, good quality at a good, decent price. Kylie Cosmetics thought it was smart to come out with a $360 brush set. At the point where Fenty Beauty existed now, you thought that people were still gonna buy your crap, which I don't blame her, because prior to that moment, we were buying her nonsense because we were so, the hype, no matter what, we were gonna buy it. And she had lost herself, and that brush launch was the moment that everybody turned on Kylie Cosmetics. That was the fall of Kylie Cosmetics, was that final launch after Fenty Beauty came out, where you saw all the beauty gurus, all the big people on YouTube pretty much saying that, no, you have lost your mind. She wanted us to believe that she could compare herself to expensive makeup brands while you were being created or manufactured in the same building as ColourPop. Sweetheart, clock out. I need you to clock out, because she lost herself. But like I said, she wasn't crazy, because before Fenty, we were buying it. We were buying whatever crap she came out with. So it took Fenty for people to be like, what is this? Nobody's paying $360 for brushes when Morphe existed. And I think Jeffree Star again came on his channel and dogged out her brushes. He called them trash, cheap, aluminum foil. He was saying you're pretty much paying for the name. While he was right, I mean, he was speaking facts at that moment, regardless of how I feel about him. He was telling the truth. We were paying for the name, but it took, you know, another company coming out for us to open our eyes and realize, oh my God, we've been being scammed this whole time. And right after that, she actually removed him from her PR list, which I think it was smart on the side of Kylie Cosmetics, because at this point, every collection she was coming out, he was bashing her. I mean, he dragged her brand while he was still making a profit. Like, he was making money off the YouTube videos. So, and Kylie Cosmetics, as a company's defense, I see they took him off. They sent that message to everybody else that if you speak ill or give a bad review, you won't be on the PR list anymore. And let me say, back then, being on a PR list was a big deal. Like, that was it. You had to be on the Kylie PR list because it was such a exclusive list to be on. So when you got kicked off, it was kind of like a, you know. So they finally removed him, which I see why they did it, but it's you know, it was their downfall. All right, so my camera died. That's why everything moved. So after the brush drama, she came out with some concealers, and that kind of got pushed under the rug. Like, people didn't, you know, it wasn't a big deal. But I remember that, I feel like, and a lot of people did feel like that, the only reason she came out with the 30 shade concealer is because Fenty Beauty did the 40. And at that time, in 2017, it was being, you know, diversity was trendy at that point. So I had felt like a lot of people other people felt like this too, that she only came out with 30 shades because you now have to compete with Fenty Beauty, which is fine. You know, you had to set the standard and everybody else followed. So that was, it didn't get a lot of like drama, but it did seem disingenuous because earlier that year you gave us the KKW collection. You gave us 2 KKW collections that not a single Black woman could use, but yeah, you give us concealers when it was trendy. Also at that time, buying a concealer was so dumb because she was still online only with a no return policy. So if you bought the wrong shade, you were stuck with the wrong shade, and you could do about that. So it just turned people off into buying your concealer, especially when they can go to Sephora and get the entire Fenty collection and swatch it and try it on. If they don't like it, they can return it, compared to buying your crap. Like, Fenty, I'm telling y'all, Fenty took this brand out. She is the reason that Kylie Cosmetics is the way it is today. Like, it's trash now. Side note, during all the brush drama, homegirl was pregnant. She had her daughter the following year, that February. So December, all of this chaos was happening. She was pregnant. I forgot about that. So in 2018, in January, she kind of just stepped back from her brand. She had a big 40% off sale. Like I said earlier, they did not have sales. They didn't do discounts. They didn't do promo because they were such a hyped up brand that they didn't need to do that. So when they had a huge sale, it started to show that things were not as good as they once were. And in February, she had her daughter, February 1st, and she decided to give us this discount knockoff version of her daughter's collab. Her daughter's name was Stormy, so she had a weather collection. And that was the first collection after the brush drama, and you started to see a lot of people change their tune on Kylie Cosmetics. Even Makeup Shayla, just a few months prior, who was literally in love with some lipstick that didn't even work for her skin tone, got on the video and was like, yeah, this collection isn't really, you know, it's not really it. It's pretty ashy. It doesn't look good on deeper skin tones. Like, she even came out and said how, you know, how bad it was getting. There were still a few people on the PR list that were giving her praises. For example, Nicole Concilio. That woman never said a negative thing about Kylie Cosmetics prior to that point. Even the brush collection, she was like, yeah, you know, if you want to buy them, buy them. Like, they're really good. She was only doing it to stay on the PR list, period. All her reviews were fake, every single one. After that, I think around Mother's Day, she came up with a Kris Jenner collection. Super cute vibes. I mean, it was a really cute collection with her mom. But Jaclyn Hill did a review on it and absolutely hated it. I mean, hated it. And it was another girl, I forgot what her name was, where she did a review and talked about how amazing it was, how much she loved it, and it was such a great product because she wanted to stay on the PR list. But Jaclyn Hill, who didn't care about a PR list, talked about how bad that palette was. And I actually own a lipstick from this collection, broken. Like literally I don't even know where, oh, here it is. Cheap nonsense. Like I got this on sale when I got like the Jordan collab and stuff, when she had a really big sale. I got this. Pretty lipstick, but it cheap. Like just so cheap. Like everything about her company was so cheap, and I'm so mad that I have products from it. Like her release in 2018 became the same thing. It was a trend that started, that all of her collections were just patchy, boring. It didn't have the same I guess hype anymore about it. Even the big gurus were finally speaking out, talking about how bad it was. You know, they were no longer lying in their reviews anymore, because it was becoming very obvious that Kylie Cosmetics was no longer that brand anymore. And this is also a time where the Kylie cult started to die down, because as more people spoke out, more people agreed, and more people started to see the brand for what it really was. So the next collection of 2018 was the Jordan collection. I was actually excited about this collection because it was the first collection where a black woman was going to be a part of it, but in the end it was a scam. Like the shades were nothing to be hyped about. Also, it was just like the shades, like the quality of the products were also trash. I own a lipstick from the collection, really pretty. I bought it at the time, or I bought it on sale. And also in 2018 she started to have a lot, I mean a lot of sales, and that's where I racked up on things during her sales. The reason she started to have a lot of sales is because makeup was no longer selling out in minutes anymore. Her collections would still be in stock days later. Like we were at that point. Even though I was happy that they were finally in stock, you started to see, or maybe the whole time they were always in stock, they just did a little scammy thing. The following year, May 2019, Kylie Cosmetics went into Kylie Skin. That was a fail. It literally, in her first, like, I guess, picture of like the brand release or whatever, she literally had on makeup in the video where she was selling you skincare. One thing I hate about skincare from celebrities is that they have access to expensive skincare, better quality treatments, different kind of things like that an average person like me doesn't have access to. So when you buy their skincare, you're really kind of buying a dream. You're not gonna have the same skin like them, and that's what she was selling y'all, a dream. It got a lot of hate, a lot of, you know, criticism, because at this point nobody cared about Kylie Cosmetics. It did not have the you know, the same hype that it once did, because we had finally 2-3 years after release, we were finally seeing that it was all a scam that we didn't see until after Fenty Beauty came. So Kylie Skin, people were just not here for it. Between the walnut scrub that, you know, people were like, you should not be using it, she has no idea what she's talking about. And she also did a video where she was trying out her makeup, where literally it didn't work and she wasn't even putting it on her face. Like like it was just bad. Yet again, Jeffree started a video with Shane Dawson talking about that the makeup wipes were so bad that he would use them to pick up his dog poop with. Like I'm gonna say a side note, Jeffree Star also had a big hand in like tearing down her brand. Like he gave probably the most honest, but also the most negative and the most kind of hateful reviews, because Jaclyn Hill did a review where it was negative but it wasn't hateful. Jeffree Star kind of, I don't know if he was like jealous or hate, like I don't know what it was, but he hated Kylie Cosmetics. I don't know why. And they kept him on the PR list for a long time, even though he hated everything that she came out with. And in 2020, homegirl completely fell off. I want you to go tell me a Kylie Cosmetics launch that you purchased in 2020. She came out with some Sailor stuff, a real stormy collection with butterflies, and then a Grinch collection. Like, you got so desperate that you started collaborating with Dr. Seuss characters. The coveted sell out in 30 seconds brand had gotten to a point where they were collaborating with Dr. Seuss characters. Tell me like that wasn't the biggest fall. Like, that's like a blockbuster fall. Am I wrong? Like, it's just, while they are still in business, they're still, you know, the lights are still on over there, they haven't completely shut down. Are you buying anything from Kylie Skin? Are you buying anything from Kylie Cosmetics in 2020 or 2021? Probably not. I'm filming this video in 2021, And I feel like, my personal opinion, nobody really cares about this brand anymore. Between all of the drama that took place from 2015 to 2019, after a while you just kind of get annoyed and you get irritated. It starts to become, you know, obvious that these are not quality products that you're spending a lot of money for. She also eventually started being sold at Ulta, which I think kind of also helped in her brand falling, because remember, at first you could only get it online. It was super exclusive, you couldn't return it, so you made it work, and you know, you constantly use it. You tricked yourself into liking it because you couldn't return it, to now being sold at Ulta. You can go and try it out, you can test it in the store, and you know, you can return it if you don't like it, which made the, I guess, exclusive part of her brand disappear. Only way to really fix Kylie Cosmetics would have been to make her prices lower. The biggest problem with her company, and the reason that I feel like it failed or is failing, is the prices. They have decreased over time. Like I said, with the highlighter, they're cheaper now, but you were paying such expensive prices for low quality products, and she had priced her products to the quality they were at, like $10, $12, $13, I think we would have been good. There's no reason for her to have $50 eyeshadows. Like, it just, her things were so outrageous for the low quality you were getting. It was bound to fail. Her entire company was created on a lie. It was only thriving off scammy tactics and pretty much, like I said, lies, created on a lie, sustained by a lie. And lies and hype cannot hold your company forever. And that's why it's the way it is now. This is what happens when you use fame and hype to sell your products instead of making good quality products. So I'm going to show you guys a few Kylie products that I still own in my collection. I showed you guys I do have 2 highlighters here. I also purchased these, I guess, what were these called? Like these eye shimmer things that were in her summer collection. Like, don't use them obviously, but this is what they were. They're supposed to be like nice shimmers on your eyes. They ended up coming out with these for ColourPop. I don't even use these. Like, I don't know why I still have them. What else do I have? I own 2 of her, one satin and then 1 gloss. Her gloss used to, oh, here are the ones I were talking about, like these wonky wands. They're fine now, but I don't use this gloss. And I also had a velvet lipstick. Yeah, velvet, which is the ColourPop satin. I'm sorry. These were nice. They smell good too. Next thing that I still think are pretty good from Kylie Cosmetics is her ultra glosses. I like these. These are still nice. No problem with these. And yeah, that. And then also I got the Kris Jenner collab, and then I got the Jordan collab, and then I also have her concealer that I don't even wear from, what shade is this? This is shade Almond. So yeah, a lot of these I bought on sale. Like, I bought this on sale, the glosses, all of that, and I genuinely only bought this stuff because it was hyped up at the time. In 2020, I don't use any of it at all. This was actually really good. This highlighter was really good. I really enjoyed this highlighter. But other than that, the price that I paid for, which was on sale, made it worth it. Full price, it's not worth it. And it doesn't have like a long standing in my collection, or in anybody's collection. Even when people would do reviews, they would only use it in their reviews and never to be seen again. It was never you know, in their favorites or in their best of that year makeup, because it was only for the moment. Like, only for the moment you can get the views and get the likes and all that stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my video of the rise and fall of Kylie Cosmetics. I think the next video I want to do maybe Morphe, because like I said, I was around for Morphe. It's kind of hard to do brands like MAC where they go so far back I can't even remember that kind of stuff. So I think the next brand I'm going to do is Morphe. I hope you guys answered the polls that I had throughout the video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Oh, so like I said, that's my stuff back there. Is just my classroom, so I'm working from home. The start of the drama started. So now the only so one of Kylie Cosmetics, in September of 2017, Fenty Beauty had released her makeup brand. You know, and some of the he was still, and she had him, which, you know, it made people so it good as they once were. After the brush drama, that was the first, and then the releases from, and they weren't giving, you know, lot there. And I feel like the reason, and I feel like it was just people were not in. So here am I. So and I feel like and you know, whoa. Even when they do, like, oh, my lashes look at this whole video. Are you kidding me? Really? Can y'all tell that they're not supposed to be wet?